Assalamu alaikum. This is Khadijatul Jhura welcoming you all in the class of Finance and Banking, Chapter 5. Today we are going to discuss about payback period and we will learn how to calculate payback period. At first we will know what is payback period. The period of time in which your initial investment is recovered or repaid is known as payback period. The technique measures how long any investment takes to pay for itself. For taking capital budgeting decisions, shorter payback periods are preferable to longer payback periods. There is no return on investment till this time. The profit loss of the investment is equal to the payback time. Gaining profit starts after payback period. In this method, cash flow is used instead of net profit. Adding depreciation with net profit gives cash flow. If depreciation and cash net profit is given in any problem, then we can easily calculate cash flow by adding net profit with depreciation. Return of money or capital investment here refers to the annual cash flow. The salvage value of the property instead of invested in this method is not considered here. Payback period can be calculated by even cash flow or by uneven cash flow. At first, we are seeing payback period of even cash flow. The cash flow from investments can be different, getting the same amount of cash flow every year or getting the different amount of cash flow every year. When cash flow is same in every year, that is called even cash flow. Payback times can be determined by two different rules based on these cash flow receipts. When the same amount of cash flow is received every year, it is called fixed cash flow or equal cash flow or even cash flow. In this case, the payback period calculation is very easy. That is, just payback period is obtained by dividing the initial investment of the project by the amount of annual cash inflow. So, the payback period formula is here initial investment divided by equal cash inflow or annual cash inflow. Let's see example. Mr. Rafiq will invest in a manufacturing project from which he will earn taka 12,000 per year for the next 10 years. The initial cost for investing in his project will be taka 60,000. What is the payback period of the project? Here it is seen that Mr. Rafiq will get the same amount of cash flow from the project every year. So annual cash flow here is 12,000 taka and the initial investment is 60,000 taka. As cash flow is even, so we can calculate payback period by the formula initial investment divided by annual cash inflow. So 60,000 divided by 12,000 equal to 5 years. Here Mr. Rafiq's payback period is 5 years. Now, if cash flows are not equal in every year, then what will happen? When different amount of cash flow is received in every year, it is called unequal cash inflow or uneven cash flow. In this case, payback period has to be determined in few steps. By following some steps, we are going to see it. First, the cash inflows are sorted by the order of the year and from there the cumulated cash inflows are determined. For following these steps, we have to determine a table. The payback period is the year in which the cumulated cash inflow becomes equal to the initial investment, that is payback period. So, we can write the formula payback period or payback time equal to the year when the cumulated cash inflow equals the initial investment. Again, in case of uneven cash flow, the accumulated cash inflow of a year may not be equal to the initial investment in any year. In that case, it can be seen that the cumulated cash inflow of 1 year does not exceed the initial investment. It is little less. But in the following year, the cumulated cash inflow will exceed the initial investment and it is higher than the initial investment. In such a case, the year in which the cumulated cash inflow is slightly less than the initial investment is called the full year, and full year is denoted by capital A. Cumulated cash inflow of full year is called C, and the cash inflow of the year following the full year is called D. Initial investment is expressed by net cash outflow or NCO. Then the payback period is determined by putting these A, C, D and NCO in the following formula. Payback period equal to A plus NCO minus C by D. Let's see some examples. Mr. Hashem has invested taka 50,000 in a project and gets taka 10,000, 12,000, 13,000, 15,000 and 16,000 and 20,000. What is the payback time of his project? Here we are seeing that Mr. Hashem will not getting the same amount of cash flows from his project. So the payback period of this project has to be determined by following those steps, and for following those steps we have to draw a table. Here the table is year, cash inflow and cumulative cash inflow. We have to draw 3 column and 7 row. For 6 year, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and cash inflows are 10,000, 12,000, 13,000, 15,000, 16,000 and 20,000. And the cumulative cash inflows. See, first year cumulative cash inflow and cash inflow is same 10,000. And in second year the cumulative cash inflow is 22,000. That means 10,000 plus 12,000 equal to 22,000. And in third year this is 35,000. 22,000 plus 13,000 equal to 35,000, and in this way the fourth year 35,000 plus 15,000 equal to 50,000, and fifth year 50,000 plus 16,000 equal to 66,000, and in the last year 66,000 plus 20,000 equal to 86,000. After calculating cumulative cash inflow, we are seeing that the cumulative cash inflow of fourth year is equal to the initial investment 50,000, because here cumulative cash inflow of fourth year is 50,000 and our initial investment is 50,000. So payback period is year 4. Let's see another example. Mr. Karim will get taka 20,000, 25,000, 30,000, 35,000, 40,000 for the next 5 years by investing 80,000. What is the payback period of his project? Like previous example, here the cash inflows per year is not even, so we also have to draw a table here. We are drawing a table like previous example, year, cash inflow and cumulative cash inflow. Our years are 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and cash inflows are 20,000, 25,000, 30,000, 35,000 and 40,000. And cumulative cash inflows are 20,000, second year 20 plus 25, 45,000, third year 25,000 plus 45,000 plus 30,000, 75,000, fourth year 75 plus 35 equal to 1 lakh 10,000, and in last year 1 lakh 10,000 plus 40,000 equal to 1 lakh 50,000 taka. Here the initial investment of the project is taka 80,000, and we are seeing that the column of cumulative cash inflow 20, 45,000, 75,000, 1 lakh 10,000 and 1 lakh 50,000. There is no 80,000. So none of the cumulative cash inflow equals initial investment. But we are seeing that 75,000 is slightly less than the 80,000. And we know the cumulative cash inflow which is slightly less than the initial cash inflow, initial cash outflow is the C. So here C is the 75,000 and the full year is third year, because in this year cumulated cash inflow is less than the initial cash outflow. And D is 35,000 taka. So we can put this in the formula of payback period: A plus NCO minus C by D. 3 plus 80,000 minus 75,000 divided by 35,000, and we get the payback period is 3.14 years. I hope you will understand, but you have to practice it more and more. So there is two homework for you. Practice it, and after practicing the homework, you can submit in the comment box or in my personal inbox. Thank you for watching the class.